Life ain't fair, but guess what? It ain't fair for nobody. Let me tell you something. Everybody got problems. You think you're the only one going through hard times. Everybody out here fighting a battle you can't see. But the difference between the ones who make it and the ones who don't is simple. Some people wake up and go to work, while others wake up and make excuses. You see, life don't stop because you're having a bad day. Life don't pause just because you're tired or because somebody hurt your feelings. The bills still gotta get paid, the clock's still ticking, and whether you get up or not, that sun is gonna rise tomorrow. Nobody's out here waiting to give you a handout. The world don't owe you sympathy. Your mama might care, your best friend might care, but the truth is, most people, they too busy trying to survive their own storm to worry about yours. That might sound cold, but it's the truth. The faster you accept that nobody's coming to save you, the faster you'll get up and start saving yourself. Excuses don't pay the bills. Excuses don't build empires. Excuses don't make millionaires. The only thing excuses do is keep you broke and bitter. You gotta get to a place where you stop explaining why you're not where you wanna be and start doing what it takes to get there. Because at the end of the day, success don't care how you feel, it only cares what you do. I don't care how you feel. Feelings don't pay the bills. You ever wake up and just don't feel like doing nothing? Guess what? Welcome to life. Everybody feels like that. But here's the difference. Successful people show up anyway. They don't move on feelings, they move on discipline. Because feelings will lie to you. Feelings will tell you to sleep in. Feelings will tell you to quit. Feelings will tell you that you're not good enough. But discipline will get you out of bed when you're tired. Discipline will keep you working when nobody's clapping for you. Discipline will push you through the pain. Let me tell you something. There are two types of people in this world. The ones who wait to feel like it and the ones who do it whether they feel like it or not. You know who wins? The second group. Every time. You might be tired, might be broke, you might feel like the whole world is against you, but at the end of the day, your feelings won't pay your bills. Your work will. The problem is too many people waiting on motivation. Motivation is good, but it don't last. Discipline, that lasts. Discipline is what gets you up at 5 a.m. when the bed is warm. Discipline is what keeps you grinding when nobody's watching. Discipline is what separates the winners from everybody else. You don't have to feel like working hard, you just have to work hard anyway. Because when those bills come due, they don't care how you feel. You can't wait to be great to start acting like it. Everybody wants to be successful, but nobody wants to act like it when they're still broke. You can't wait for success to show up before you start working like you're already there. You gotta carry yourself like a boss before the money shows up. You gotta grind like a millionaire before anybody knows your name. Success is not something you chase, it's something you become through your habits. You think Steve Harvey became Steve Harvey when he got on TV? No, Steve Harvey became Steve Harvey when he was sleeping in his car, still telling jokes at nightclubs with 5 people in the audience. He worked like a star before anybody even knew his name. That's the secret. You gotta believe you're successful before anybody else does. Act like the world is already watching you. Act like the world is already paying attention. Wake up early, show up on time, work harder than everybody around you, even when nobody's clapping. Because one day, all that work you're doing in the dark is gonna bring you into the light. The grind is lonely, the grind is painful, but the grind is where champions are built. If you're out here waiting for somebody to notice you before you put in the work, you'll be waiting forever. Success don't come to the ones who wait. It comes to the ones who work like they already got it. The pain you're going through right now, that's the same pain that's gonna make you great. Everybody wants success, but nobody wants the struggle that comes with it. What people don't realize is your struggle is your greatest blessing. Those long nights when you're broke, that's building your patience. Those days when nobody believes in you, That's teaching you how to believe in yourself. You can't skip the struggle. It's part of the process. God uses pain to prepare you for what you're asking for. Every setback, every rejection, every lonely night, that's your training ground. When you're down to nothing, that's when God is up to something. But you got to trust the process. The reason most people quit is because they think the struggle is breaking them, but what they don't see is the struggle is building them. The hardest part about chasing your dream is doing the work when nobody's watching. Everybody loves the applause, but the real work happens when the crowd is gone. When you waking up at 4 a.m. and nobody's clapping. When you putting in the hours and nobody's saying thank you. That's the part of the journey nobody talks about. The silent grind. If you're out here waiting for somebody to notice your hard work, you're already losing. Winners don't need applause, they need results. You gotta learn how to clap for yourself in the dark. You gotta learn how to push yourself when nobody's checking on you. Because if you're only working hard when people are watching, you'll never make it. Success don't happen on the stage, it happens in the shadows. Everybody wants to shine, but don't nobody want to sacrifice. If you want to live like nobody else, you got to work like nobody else. Success is expensive. It costs time, sleep, relationships, and comfort. You got to sacrifice late nights. You got to sacrifice parties. You got to sacrifice temporary pleasure for permanent success. Most people ain't willing to pay that price. That's why they stay broke. You got to ask yourself every single day, do I want to be comfortable right now or do I want to be successful forever? Sacrifice ain't forever, but the rewards are. If you're willing to suffer now, you'll be able to shine later. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Let me tell you something, pain is the greatest teacher you'll ever have in life. The heartbreak, the failure, the disappointment, that's not there to break you. It's there to build you. Most people let pain stop them, but the ones who make it, they use pain like fuel. You lost your job, use that pain to get up and build something for yourself. Somebody broke your heart, use that pain to become the best version of yourself. You broke right now, use that pain to grind harder than you ever have. Pain ain't meant to destroy you, it's meant to wake you up. God don't let you go through storms for no reason. He's trying to show you how strong you really are. But you gotta stop crying about it and start working through it. You might not be the smartest, you might not be the most talented, but you can always be the hardest. Listen, hard work beats talent when talent don't work hard. You might not have the connections, you might not have the money, but the one thing nobody can take from you is your work ethic. If you're in a room with 100 people, make sure you're the one working harder than everybody else. Stay late, show up early, go the extra mile, because when you outwork everybody, the universe got to reward you. That's just how life works. Let them talk about you, let them laugh at you, but they won't outwork you. Don't announce the moves, just make the moves. Too many people out here talking about what they're going to do, but they ain't doing nothing. Posting quotes on Instagram don't make you successful. Running your mouth don't get you to the top. The real players, they grind in silence. They don't need to tell nobody what they're doing. They just show up every day and handle business. Let the results speak for themselves. When you walk into the room, let your success introduce you, not your mouth. Everybody wants to be successful, but don't nobody want to do what success requires. Let me break it down for you. Success is not some secret formula. You don't need to be a genius. You don't need no lucky break. The blueprint is simple. Work hard, stay consistent, never quit. That's it. But here's the problem. Simple don't mean easy. Waking up at 5 a.m. is simple, but it ain't easy. Saying no to partying with your friends is simple, but it ain't easy. Grinding in silence for years while nobody's clapping for you is simple, but it ain't easy. You see, most people want success served to them on a silver platter, but God don't work like that. God rewards the ones who put in the work when nobody's watching, the ones who keep going when it's hard. Success is simple, but only the strong survive the process. Everybody wants the prize, but only the great ones love the process. Everybody want to win. Everybody want to be rich. But very few people want to go through what it takes to get there. You gotta stop chasing the prize and start falling in love with the process. The late nights, the early mornings, the long hours when nobody's watching. That's where the magic happens. If you're only grinding because you want the money or the fame, you're gonna quit the second it gets hard. But if you learn to love the grind, you'll never stop. Greatness is built in the boring, repetitive work that nobody wants to do. You gotta wake up every day and fall in love with the hustle, even when you're tired, even when you're broke, even when it feels like nobody cares. Because if you love the process, the prize will come automatically. I don't care how old you are. If you're still breathing, God ain't done with you yet. It don't matter if you're 20 or 60. It don't matter if you've been broke your whole life. If you woke up this morning, God still got a plan for you. The only time it's too late is when you're in the grave. Colonel Sanders started KFC at 65. Morgan Freeman didn't get his first big role until 52. Steve Harvey didn't get his first big break until he was living in his car at 38. Stop letting your age or your past mistakes hold you back. If you're still breathing, you still got time to turn your whole life around. But the clock is ticking, and the only thing standing between you and your dreams is how hard you're willing to work. The pain you're feeling right now, that's the down payment on your future. Success is like buying a house. You gotta put down the deposit before you can move in. Every late night you're grinding, that's your down payment. Every sacrifice you're making, that's your down payment. It hurts now, but one day you're gonna wake up in the life you prayed for, and you're gonna thank yourself for not giving up. Most people quit because they can't see the results yet. But listen, God don't pay out every Friday. Success don't show up every week. The grind always pays you, but it pays you later. You gotta keep going even when you don't see nothing happening, because one day, all that work is gonna come back to you with interest. Your dream gotta scare you, but your work ethic gotta scare the world. Everybody got dreams, but dreams don't mean nothing without work. You can't pray for $1 million life with a $100 work ethic. God will give you the vision, but He ain't gonna build the dream for you. That's your job. Stop waiting on somebody to hand you the life you want. If you want it, go get it. If you want to be great, work like you're already great. If you're tired of being broke, outwork everybody around you. Dream big, but work even bigger. Success ain't something you do once. It's something you become through what you do every day. Winners ain't born, they're built by habits. If you want to be rich, act like you're rich before the money shows up. If you want to be successful, start moving like a successful person while you're still broke. It's not about how hard you work one day, it's about how hard you work every single day. Success is just a result of small habits stacked on top of each other daily. You don't need a miracle, you need consistency.